Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Thank you all for joining again. I hope you enjoyed the previous episode where I went into a discussion about post-COVID life here in Ireland, how it affects like nightlife and like kind of just any kind of social aspect in terms of like dating, all that kind of stuff. So I hope you did enjoy that video. Now today's discussion is kind of going to go away from that kind of topic. I did mention in my first video when I discussed what kind of content you'd be getting on the channel that I will be delving into a few kind of football discussions. I tried to keep it at a minimum because I want to try and engage as many people as I can. And like I said before, football is quite a niche subject. But something came out today that I found very, very interesting and kind of baffled me really. And I'd say it would even kind of relate to rugby fans or just fans of sport in general. It can be all encompassing, but obviously as a football fan, going to get into discussion about what we heard today, and that was that they will be trialling blue cards and sin bins in football. I don't know when that will happen. It only came out today. We don't even know if it's going to be properly kind of introduced into the actual game, maybe come next season or whatever. But it's kind of thrown a little bit of a spanner in the works for a lot of football fans like myself, because a lot of people have thrown around the phrase that the game's gone, the game's gone, the game's gone soft, any of those kind of terminologies you want to use. And I think if this does actually come true and it does get implemented in, you know, the Premier League, the Champions League, FA Cup, you know, what World Cup, whatever it may be, we will probably see the end of football, or the football that we've probably, come to know and love. I just don't understand the idea of bringing sin bins or another card into the game. Yellow or red cards work fine. Everyone knows the rules at that point. You get a yellow, it's a caution. You get another one, you're off. See you later. It should be that simple. And what I think bringing blue cards and sin bins, and now so just to kind of clarify it, a blue card which will send a player to a sin bin for 10 minutes will be given for committing a cynical foul. So if someone's like, you know, if you're clearly hacking him down, if he's gotten past you or something like that. And then also for dissent. So if you're mouthing off to the referee or giving out about something, that will warrant a blue card too. And what I think this will do now is just give more power to the referees, because football's a passionate game, like any sport. Like, you're going to get very, heated. You're going to be kind of in the heat of the moment. You're going to say something and just be passionate, because whether you're a player, whether you're a manager, you want your team to win. There's people's jobs on the line here, specifically for the professional side of it, but even just in general, people like the players and the managers who have a passion for the game. That's why they're in the industry they are. It's going to take all that away, because a player could quite easily go up to the referee and go, "Oh, what the hell was that, ref?" And then the referee goes, "Sorry, what did you say?" Boom, blue card. And it's just, it takes the kind of passion and the emotion out of the game, which is a huge part of it. It's why we all love it. It brings out the kind of tribalistic and animalistic side of us that we all have as humans, especially blokes who like football. I only realised, and someone pointed out to me this, when I say football, it seems to come across as I'm saying it in an English accent, like football. I'll say football from now on, but I'm not doing it on purpose. Just to clear that up. But the blue card coming in now and sending players to the sin bin is just going to give the referees more power. It's just going to have the players and the managers on the pitch, on the sideline, just being like robots. Can't say a word, can't show any emotion. It's going to be ridiculous, and that's why I say the game's gone. I know sin bins and, all that kind of stuff has worked in rugby, but it's completely different. It's completely different. You can't do it, and it's a case of, like, if a foul, we'll just use an example of a cynical foul. If a player's, we'll use a right winger, whoever it may be, is after beating the left back, and there's 2 minutes left of the game, 30 seconds left of the game. Of course he's going to take it. Of course he's going to take it, because the game's nearly over, and it's going to ultimately slow down play. And especially if his or her team is winning, bam, see out the game. Yeah, I'll sit down for 10 minutes. It's not a bother. Game's done, and it'll be kind of null and void at that stage. I also think if that does happen for the 10-minute period that the player is off the pitch, it's going to make it the most boring game of football ever, ever. Because what will happen then is the team that's now got a player sin-binned for 10 minutes are just going to put 10 men behind the ball and are just going to shut up shop, whether it be in the 10th minute or whether it be in the 80th minute. They're just going to play 10 men behind the ball until the player comes back on the pitch. And it's just going to make for a very dull, boring game. And especially from what we've seen in the Premier League this year, there's been so many exciting games, end-to-end, high-scoring matches. You look at the 4-4 between Chelsea and Manchester City at the start of the season. You look at the same scoreline in the Newcastle-Luton game, Wolves United 4-3. There's been many examples like that where we've actually seen proper, entertaining, end-to-end football. Oh God, I keep doing it. Football. That I feel once they introduce this, or if, I hope it's an if, that it will take away that side of it. Now, you could argue and say that, yeah, if teams aren't, defending well and, or keep shipping in 3-4 goals a game, it's poor management and it's poor tactics. That's fair enough, but this is different because it's been taken out of the hands now with this sin bin rule where teams who have the man in the sin bin are only going to shut up shop for that 10 minutes and make it incredibly difficult for the opposition. And look, all's fair in love and war. The game's the game. You have to do it. But for us as spectators watching it, as many people, I'm a vested Chelsea fan, so obviously football to me isn't just an entertainment. I don't watch Chelsea just to be entertained. Well, of course I do, but I want them to win, and fans of other clubs want the same. But there's a lot of people out there who watch football and are neutrals because they enjoy the game, they enjoy the sport. It's an entertainment industry for a lot of people because it's the best players on the planet playing in the best stadiums and the best competitions, earning bucket loads of money. So I can understand that, and I feel like with this introduction of the sin bin, it's just going to take that away. So I don't know when exactly it's going to be trialled. I think it'll be probably in the next month or so. So probably with whatever's left of February, going into March, and then they'll see how it gets on. And then if IFAB, who basically govern the rules within the game, decide that it's going to go ahead, then we're going to have sin bins and blue cards in football from now on. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it would work in the sport. I think it works in rugby, and the one thing that I think works in rugby that would work in football is having only the captain of the team go up and speak to the referee, or both teams go up and speak to the referee. I think that would work fine, but we aren't discussing that. We're discussing sin bins in football and blue cards, and for me, it's a no-go. It's a non-starter for all the reasons I point out. I just think it'll ruin the game as much as the game's already been ruined with, the poor standard of refereeing, and that's the problem. The problem isn't, and what IFAB keep doing is changing the technology, changing these rules within the game that don't need to be changed, like the handball rule, or how VAR is being changed and how the sin bins and the blue cards come in. These aren't the issues. It's the referees that are the issues. It's the human aspect of it that's the problem. The referees, from what we've seen over the last probably 2 years or so, especially in England, is that the standard is dreadful. The referees are terrible and they can't do the job properly. So what the governing body are now doing is resorting to changing every bloody rule that they can to kind of cover up for that, and I'm not a fan of that. So I'm totally opposed to this, rule that's hopefully not going to come in, but is being trialled anyway. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that if it does come to fruition. But yeah, that's going to be all for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy the discussion. I enjoy talking about it. Obviously football is my main interest, so I do enjoy having these discussions. But my next video, we will get back to more kind of topical, kind of current event discussions. So I hope to see you guys there for that, and stay tuned for updates about when that will be released. I have my Thursday. This is being uploaded on a Thursday, so I hope to have that out on Monday and keep up with the uploading schedule that I kind of had set out for myself from the start. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy it, please drop it a like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and of course, like I'll always say, if you have any kind of ideas or topics you'd like me to discuss in future videos, please do let me know, whether it be in the comment section here or on my socials, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it may be. Yeah, I will see you for the next video on Monday. Take care, guys.